Hello, it's Renee, the Practical Shaman, coming to you from a very windy Cape Cod. I don't know if you can see the winds blowing. The nor'easter has moved all the way up the coast, and we're getting deluged with rain. And it's really nice because since I live in the desert, we don't get this kind of rain that goes on all night long. So the wind that I had pulled last week was big, oh my, which I was traveling, so I didn't do a recording, but it's about signs and synchronicity. So wait until you hear about which wind I just pulled out of the wind sack. This is from the book, The Winds of Spirit, and this is from the lovely home that I've been getting to stay at in Orleans, Mass, which I highly recommend. That's on VRBO. And here's the wind whistle. So let's send Biag Oh My back. All right, that's the Sami wind. All right, let's send it back and send it with intention and love. All right. So I've been working with Hulda today, and I kind of half expected her to come out of the wind sack, but no. Instead, I got the south-southeast intercardinal wind, the Doldrums. Action is suspended. Wow, the winds are whipping. That's been, going, there's predicting 45-mile-an-hour winds today, and here I have the Doldrums. How funny is that? So what does that mean for us this week? That means that, I don't know, after a storm clears, I don't know if you've ever gone out and looked at the sky and how clear and how things move really, really well. Like, it almost creates an energetic vortex of peace and centeredness. And I mean, there's a lot of destruction in this wake, and please don't say that I'm sending my prayers, out to anyone who's been displaced or dishomed or animals, all of that. I hold them really deeply in my heart. And from a standpoint of a spiritual standpoint, how do we move into this nothingness when there's so much chaos going around? There's some new work that came in the windwork basics, where we have to find the space between the wobble and the not wobble. And that's that still centered place within us that can then respond out into the world instead of reacting from this event and that tragedy and that firing and all of the things that are hitting us, bombarding us. These winds of change, they're blowing, and yet we're needing some stillness. And can you be still in the eye of a storm? So if you look at the pictures of the hurricane, like in that center, that still spot is a place of stillness. I mean, you have to go through the bumpy edge, you have to get turned about, but then you find that place of absolute presence and stillness. And I'm not one who's lost all of these things, so I don't want to say that we get to discard what we no longer need and carry with us the things that we could take. So I can't speak from that. I can speak that today I can find that internal stillness in me, that doldrums, that gap between one thing, the gap between the next thing, and offload anything that is not serving me. Speaking of which, on September 21st, I think, I'm doing the fall equinox ceremony. You can find it over at the Wind Clan. If you're on my mailing list, you'll get a notification of it. And it's about separating the chaff, all of that no longer serves us, to get those grains, those grains that we can put away and plant the seeds for all that's to come in the future. And maybe that's sitting in here in this doldrums this week is to start to organize, what we didn't do this year, what we're not going to get to this year, what we can still do. Which, by the way, I am going to be doing a Finish the Year Strong class at the end of the year on the Shift Network, which is going to do that. We're going to take that inventory and we're going to put things into hibernation that then can grow in the spring. But in the meantime, this week, and then for the fall equinox, we can start this preparation of this harvest. And what better time to do it is when we're sitting in the doldrums. You can read more about the doldrums in the book Winds of Spirit. But let's call to the doldrums. Maybe we can balance the energies of these hefty winds that are blowing right up the eastern seaboard, which I happen to be right in the middle of the windstorm right now. Okay. So on this first wind breath, connect yourself deep into the earth and ask her, what is this stillness? What is this place for me this week? And on the second wind breath, bring that stillness, that point of presence, the space between the wobble and the not wobble, right in. Call to that space. And then from that place of stillness, let's send out love from our hearts to all of the people who have been affected by the recent storms, all of their loved ones, all of the animals, all of the plant life. Just send out love. Don't try to manipulate the weather, but just send out absolute unconditional love from your heart for all that is and all that will be. And I'm Renee, and I'm the Practical Shaman. You can also catch me on shamanstv.com with my weekly podcast with Sandra Engerman. Please support authors, buy the book, new copy, and join us over at the Winds of Spirit book club. We're going through the book chapter by chapter and talking about it, online, face-to-face in community. All right, hope you're having an awesome day. May the winds be at your back in this place of stillness.